In this video, we are going to find the domain of f of x equals the square root of x squared plus 3x minus 18, and we're going to write our answer in interval notation. So how do we find the domain of this function? Well, we have the square root of something, so first we want to start by making sure that everything under the square root is greater than or equal to 0. So what do I mean by that? I mean we want to check that x squared plus 3x minus 18 is greater than or equal to 0. We can start by factoring the left-hand side. So we want to write this as x plus or minus something times x plus or minus something is greater than or equal to 0. So we want to find two numbers that multiply to minus 18 and add to 3. So if we start off with 18, maybe we can have minus 2 times 9. That gives us minus 18, but minus 2 plus 9 is equal to 7. We can try minus 3 times 6. So minus 3 plus 6 is 3. So that works. So we can have x minus 3 times x plus 6 is greater than or equal to 0. So we can have x minus 3 equal 0. Then if we add 3 to both sides, we get x equals 3. We can also have x plus 6 equals 0. And if I subtract 6 from both sides, that tells me that x equals negative 6. So now I can make a number line and add those values, minus 6 and 3. So I know that minus 6 and 3 are included in my domain, because we have that x squared plus 3x minus 18 is greater than or equal to 0. So I can draw closed circles on the minus 6 and the 3. Now, I want to know if everything in this section, and this section of the number line is included in the interval. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose some values in those intervals and see whether x squared plus 3x minus 18 is positive. So we can start with this positive section. So let's try 4. If we plug in 4, that gives us 4 minus 3 times 4 plus 6. So 4 minus 3 is 1. 4 plus 6 is 10. So this equals 10. Is that greater than or equal to 0? Yes, it is. And it is positive. So we mark that it's positive in this interval. Now let's choose something in the middle interval. So something in between minus 6 and 3. We can choose 0. So what happens if we plug in 0? We get 0 minus 3 times 0 plus 6. That's minus 3 times 6, which is minus 18. That is not greater than or equal to 0, it's a negative value. So that area is not going to be included in our domain. Now lastly, we want to choose something in this interval. So let's choose minus 7. So we have minus 7 minus 3, minus 7 plus 6. So this is minus 10 times minus 7 plus 6 is minus 1. So this is minus 10 times minus 1 is 10. So this is indeed positive. And so now we know which areas of these intervals are included in the domain. So how do we write our answer in interval notation? Well, we want to make sure that we get everything from minus infinity to minus 6. So we're including minus infinity to minus 6. Now, we have a closed circle over minus 6, so that's included, which means we need square brackets. Now, everything between minus 6 and 3 is not included because it would make everything under the square root negative. So we're not including that, but we want to include everything from 3 to infinity. So we'll do union, square bracket 3, so we can include 3, and this goes all the way up to infinity. And so this is our final answer. If this video was helpful, feel free to like and subscribe.